Okay, mic check, mic check.
Test, test, test.
Okay, I can hear you fine. Let's see if the people can hear us.
Peoples, can you hear us?
Yep, let us
Oh,
know if we're good to go. Success. Okay.
oh, cool.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Cubieverse here,
Hey, it's Kook Puffs.
and we are about to show you guys Hunter's Lodge number 13, which surely will not be a bad omen for us. All right. Let's see. All right, what we will cover today. We're gonna take a little look back at the first 2 months of Cubieverse, and then we're gonna talk what's gonna happen in December, and we're going to talk a little bit in at a high level of what our development focus will be for Q1 2024, followed by some Q&A. All right, let's do
Shit, sorry.
it. Damn. Okay, so Cubieverse, the first 2 months. I think nobody can say that we didn't do anything in the first 2 months because we have added a ton of features to the game. We have added 6 structures to the game available to build. We added one big seasonal event, Halloween, and we have done 3 branded events. So this is a new type of event that is more of a mini event. So we did the UK event first, which is like a revamped version of the country events. Then we had Mystery Science Theater with a viewing party, and then we had Freckle Zelda. So as you can see, we're kind of experimenting with different event ideas, but also with different collaborations, collaboration with a TV show, collaboration with an influencer. So this is just us trying out different things to see what works very well and learning from, from experience pretty much.
Yeah. Well, one of the amazing things I think for those of you who've been participating in the game for a really long time is you can really see how amazing the art is. Like when you start looking at older cubies versus like the Dr. Forrester or the Freckled Zelda, it is insane how amazing the art is.
Absolutely. Okay. Another thing, we always said, there are different types of players in the Cubieverse. You have the hunters, you have the builders, you have the explorers, you have the traders, and so on. And we always said that only 10% of the players need to be builders in order for the concept to work, right? Well, I have some good news, but because a lot more than 10% of you guys really enjoy building, almost half of the players are currently actively building something. So after 2 months, pretty much 50% of you guys are building multiple structures. So we have to give a shout out to you guys, to the community, because you are building the Cubieverse, and that was the goal, and it's definitely happening. Here are some numbers of how many structures are finished or under construction. I'm not 100% sure. I think finished. But as we can see, and probably a lot of players discovered it by themselves by just going around in their local areas. They would probably see a bunch of new structures popping up. So the Cubieverse is starting to look over time more and more exciting versus Covenant World, which you only had the white user vaults and some blue system vaults, and that's pretty much it. Um, so now you can come across a variety of different structures on your hunt, like a trade shack, a vending machine, etc. And they all do something unique. They also do something different, and we are just getting started. So the goal is to keep releasing new structure blueprints with a wide variety of cool game mechanics that they will unlock. Okay. Another thing we worked on is we worked on improving our communication, and I hope you guys have noticed this. We have more in-game messaging. We have sent emails about upcoming events, and we increased our social media presence. And I want to give a shout out to the social media team, Billy Barker, Full of Dumplings, Lepi Doctor, and Anakura. They have been doing a great and amazing job in you know, bolstering our communications on the variety of social media platforms. If you are not following us yet on any of these social media platforms, please do. There is some real cool stuff in there.
Yeah, and I mean the hunters lodges obviously are a good improvement as well. So we've been trying to push to do them. Like the ultimate goal is to do them once a month. We're averaging about every 6 weeks or so, but you'll start to see these be a lot more frequent. You know, we really want to make sure that the community is aware of all the changes that are happening in the game.
Yes. All right, let's talk about December. December in the Cubieverse. Two main items. We're going to talk about the Christmas event and we will talk about New Year's Eve 2023 QB. Okay, let's take a closer look. The Christmas event. We will have 5 new QB blueprints. Um, no, actually 5 new QBs, but 3 new blueprints. Sorry. Small mistake here. So 3 new blueprints, which turns into 5 new cubies because it's 1 new common blueprint, 1 new rare randomizer, and 1 new epic. And then, of course, we'll have a brand new Christmas HQ skin for people who finished the quest line, and 2 new Christmas digital art pieces, also sometimes known as NFTs, and more. And these are the preliminary start and end dates for Christmas. We might move them up by 2 days, but something else is blocking that. But we will know about that tomorrow. So we'll give the final dates tomorrow. But this is what we preliminary have said. It could be December 2020 to 27 instead of 22 to 29. But we will let you guys know that tomorrow. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at these new cubies. We have a new common Christmas cubie, Mrs. Claus. Santa was a little lonely, and so after he was moaning too much, we just decided to create a Mrs. Claus for him. And this is what she looks like. And she was very happy, but Mrs. Claus had one condition. She wanted us to give Santa Claus a makeover. So we did. And so here is our new Santa Claus cubie. So what we're going to do with this is, it's the same blueprint. So if everybody already has a Santa Claus blueprint, it's the same blueprint and it's the same recipe and everything. But once the event starts, from that point moving forward, all the new prints with that blueprint will output this new version of Santa Claus, and all the ones that were printed before will keep the old look. So yeah, that makes sense, right? So that's the new common QB is the Mrs. Claus. So let's take a look at the new rare randomizer QB. Introducing, I need a drum roll. Bam! The one and only Christmas ornament QBs. Twinkle Star, Festive Blade, Jolly Sparkle, and Merry Stripe. So you can 3D print these and hang them in your tree. That would be pretty cool, actually. Okay, so that's a new rare randomizer. What else do we have? Of course, we have a new epic, but that one I'm not going to spoil. It is epic. That's all I can say. And it makes me hungry every time I look at it. Oh, I said too much. Okay. So that's the new epic QB. Okay, so now let's talk about how will the event work. Okay. Step 1 for the Christmas event is you need to collect candy canes. Where do candy canes come from? Candy canes will drop from every vault, all white, blue, green, doesn't matter, system vault or user vaults. All these vaults will drop 1 candy cane. So that's a slow trickle of candy canes. Now, at the same time, you will also have candy cane shacks, and candy cane shacks will drop 50 candy canes. So you will have to either grind regular vaults or go visit candy canes to get bigger bunches of candy canes. All right, let's talk about these candy cane shacks. Where are you going to find these candy cane shacks? During the Christmas event, automatically all trade shacks that are currently active in the game will be converted to candy cane shacks. They will have a new look and feel, and that's another thing I'm not going to spoil, but they're going to look really cool. And when you solve a candy cane shack, you will always get 50 candy canes, but you will also have a low chance of a bonus box, right? And during the Christmas event, from these candy cane checks, the bonus box will have the ability to drop blueprints and Christmas resources from previous Christmas event QBs, but only for rare and common. So it's kind of the same mechanic as the witch quest in Halloween, but now via these candy cane checks.
Yep.
Candy cane checks reset every 3 days, just like a trade check. Okay, so that's how you get candy canes. Step 2. Now, what do you need these candy canes for? You need them to go down, to progress down the quest chain. And while you progress down the quest chain, that's where you unlock the Christmas tree blueprints. So the common Christmas tree blueprint is high up in the chain, so it's pretty easy to unlock. The rare is in the middle, so it's just it's hard. And the epic tree is all the way at the bottom, which makes it very hard to unlock. Now, once you did work your way down and you got one of these Christmas tree blueprints, what do you need to do then? Well, that's step 3, is plant your Christmas tree. And here we wanted to make this as inclusive to everybody as possible, especially also new players. We have a lot of new players signing up these days. So because of that, we decided that you can build your Christmas tree on any white system vault, which is the most prevalent, structure you can come across in the Cubieverse. So everybody should have a place to put their Christmas trees. So the way it works is the same like last year. You just walk up to a system vault, you use the blueprint, and that will turn the system vault into a Christmas tree. Yeah, and then once you as a player, once you build a Christmas tree, all the other players can see your tree and can use your tree. So this is again, this is a multiplayer event where collaborating with other local players is a huge benefit. Because if you coordinate together and you decide to put all the trees together in like one area, then everybody can, for the entire Christmas event, can just hunt the Christmas tree farm, as we called it last year, every day. Also, all the Christmas trees you still have from last year, some people bought them and then didn't use them, they or sold them in the auction house. Let's say you already have a couple of rare and a couple of common Christmas trees in your inventory, you'll be able to place them on day 1 in the event. So from day 1, you'll be able to start building out if you already came prepared to the event. If you're not and you don't have any blueprints yet, then it's just about getting your candy canes to unlock the blueprints in the question.
Yep. We're excited to see what kind of forests you build.
Yes. Okay, step 3. Step 4, collect all the resources and blueprints. So the common Christmas tree will drop Mrs. Claus blueprint and the common Christmas resources for all the new cubies. The rare Christmas tree will drop all the rare resources from all the cubies, and the ornament cubie blueprint. And then of course the epic tree will drop epic resources and an unknown epic blueprint. Yeah, so if you see a huge tree with that looks like the epic one, absolutely do a 180 in your car and head towards it, because you have at the very minimum you'll walk away with epic resources, and you have a low chance to also walk away with the epic blueprint.
Yep. So we're expecting a few of you with epic blueprints or epic Christmas tree blueprints are probably going to get the epic QB on the first day.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yes. And then step 5 is, if you want to complete the whole thing, you need to finish the quest chain. And the first 5 finisher per country will receive the behind the scenes digital art piece. But everybody who finished the quest chain will receive a new Christmas HQ skin, which you can see right here. It's a super, super cool Christmas cozy cottage vibe, cottage core. I learned a new word. And you get 5 big tickler loot boxes who have been buffed since previous event. So these are always nice. All right, that's the Christmas event. Let's take a look at the next thing. The New Year Eve 2023 QB. We're going to do something different here. This QB is going to be, it's not limited in supply, but it's limited in when you can grab it. So the blueprint, it's a blueprint, and you will only be able to grab it in the store for 5,000 QB coins for the 48 hours of December 31st to January 1st. So during that time slot, time period, you need to grab it from the store because it will never return after that, obviously. So so even if you have a full calendar those days with family activities and parties, etc., you can still grab it because the only thing you need to do is go to the shop and snatch it. And I'm not going to spoil what this one looks yet. Okay, let's talk about a little deeper in the future. And here I want to warn you guys that I'm not going to go in details about these things because we're still working on them. But the following next 100 lodges, we will go deeper and deeper in each and one of these. But the focus for Q1 24 is going to be gift card structures. We talked about that in the past. So we're currently working on that. Bug fixes and quality of life improvements. We have a huge backlog of things we want to change and improve. So we're working on that as well. We are going to polish the new player experience, and a lot of improvements are planned for that. We are revamping all the Adventure Road daily quests, which will make the Adventure Road a lot easier. That's the plan. It's too hard right now. And mostly because a lot of the quests that kind of worked for Coined World are not quite working as well in Cubieverse, so we're tweaking those. So that's going to happen. We're working on a Mega Forge feature, much requested feature. We will add new yellow vaults. So there will be new cranes. We will add new yellow cranes at iconic locations, like heavy tourist areas. We will add new cranes, and then you guys can build them and turn them into yellow vaults. And also we will. Oh, sorry, Bill.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna add at least one to every state finally.
Yeah.
No matter how much we hate your state, we're gonna add one.
Except Maine. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And we will also start selling the green user vault blueprint. So more details about that as well. It will be coming. It will be with very specific location requirements, etc. And of course, like you can already expect, you will need to level up a blue user vault all the way to level 10 in order to start building a green on top of it. But that's coming as well. And also Q1 2024, we will have the Chinese New Year event. Yeah. So more about that in the future Hunter Lodge as well. Okay. And then the last thing we can spill today is we're just going to say when the next Hunter Lodge is going to be, which will be Sunday. We're going to do it back on Sunday, January 14th, 11 a.m. PST. So put that in your calendar, and yeah, we will probably talk about at least one of these things in the next one. So let's see what it's going to be. Okay, so then the last thing is remaining for today is just to have some Q&A. So if you have a question about anything that we discussed on today's Hunters Lodge, except the slide for Q1 2024, because I'm not giving any details about that. That's for a future Hunters Lodge. But if you have any questions about Christmas event or the New Year's Eve QB, then you can submit your questions at this point here. We will now take a 10-minute break, and after that, we will have a quick round of Q&A. All right, thanks everybody. See you soon.
Testing.
Yay, Lippy.
Excellent. Oh, and here comes Cuckoo Puffs. Excellent. Welcome back, everybody, ladies, gentlemen, cubies, and hunters. We're going to start off with some good news and some notes. Um, I would like to let everyone know that Illusion Weaver forgot to mention, but it's important. If you have prepared for the Christmas event from last year by keeping epic Christmas tree cubies or Christmas tree blueprints, then when you plant your epic Christmas tree, you are guaranteed to get the epic blueprint from this year. Yes, you heard me right. If you have an epic Christmas tree blueprint to plant, the planter of the Christmas tree will get the epic blueprints. That is a guarantee.
Yeah.
The
Well,
other
actually, let me add a little bit more here because it's not just the epic tree. It's just that if you hit your own tree, you have 100% chance of the blueprint. If you hit somebody else's tree, then the drop rates are normal like they are every year. But one thing that one feedback we got from last year is that sometimes if you're the only one in your area that goes down the quest chain and ponies up a red key to get the epic tree, and then you put it there, and then with bad RNG, you're the only one who doesn't get the blueprint, and everybody else who didn't put a red key in gets the blueprint. That's a little bit of a weird mechanic. So this will no longer be the case. If you hit your own tree, 100%, you get it. You paid, you went through the quest chain, you did all the work, but you still have to, of course, grind all the resources. So it's still not going to be easy, but at least you're not going to go crazy with unlucky RNG.
That's the first piece of good news. The second piece of good news is that we will do a viewership reward. We'll make an announcement via a Medium article later on. It will be based on the total number of views that the Hunters Lodge gets. Details will come in a Medium article after the Q&A. So let's jump into the Q&A. We have our first question from PhonoChirp. Are you going to get the current green vaults functioning 100% with staffing cubies and leveling before selling more?
Yeah, so when I was talking about having a green user vault blueprint, which that means that you're unifying the green vaults into the new construction system. So the green vault blueprint will work exactly like the blue vault blueprint. You will have to go through the entire building process, and you have to staff a QB at the end. And of course, current already claimed green vaults will also they will be ready there for you to cut the ribbon. That's how it's going to work.
Okay, and our next question is one that's on probably many players' minds. When is the next pull from OpenStreetMaps? Is there any plan to allow players to request specific tags while the player base is still small?
We don't say specifically when we are doing a pull from OpenStreetMap for obvious reasons. We don't. We want we don't want people to go to OpenStreetMap and the day before and just add a bunch of you know bunch of sushi restaurants in their backyards, etc. So we are not saying when, but it's a regular cadence. So every one, maximum 2 months, we should do a pull. And about the second part, sorry, what kind of tags we pull from OpenStreetMaps is dictated by what structures that we are releasing. If we release a new structure that requires a specific tag, then we're going to look at OpenStreetMaps to see where we can get it from. So it's this way, not the other way around.
All right, fantastic. Our next question is from Stenine ABF. Are there any new resources for the Christmas event?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see how many. I think 3 new resources.
3 new resources. Great. Our next question is from For the Community. Is there any distance restriction for trees on white vaults?
No, if it's a white vault, you can put a tree on it.
That's awesome news. Our next question is from Stronger. Will placing an epic tree on day one count in the quest chain later on? Or will we need to get a new blueprint and place that later on to advance?
No, the trees are not required to go deeper in the question. The trees in the question are a reward that you get. So if you already have an epic tree and you place it on day one, it will help you go down the chain faster. But then when you get to the epic 3 block in the it's a reward, you will get another epic 3 blueprint. It's a reward block.
Excellent. And we have a question from Alan Kill. If a trade shack finishes during the event, will it become a candy cane shack instantly?
uh, okay, I see what they're asking now. I think I need to confirm this, but I think the way we want to do it is that once they change to candy cane shacks, their timer resets.
Right, but if you like if your trade shack finishes after the event
Oh,
started, will it convert into a
oh,
candy cane shack?
that
If
I
it
don't know.
completes
Yeah,
building, yeah.
I need to check that. I misunderstood the question then. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. I need to check what happens there. I don't know.
Thank you for that. Hunters, please be gentle with us. Illusion Weaver is getting over a cold. Our next question is from L. Can an icon be added to vending machines to show if they are still on cooldown?
Yeah, we need to add that for sure. No, no ETA though, but we will add that.
Okay, our next question is from Anonymous. What rarity is the NYE 2023 QB?
The New Year's Eve cubies are always common.
Common, thank you. Our next question is from Esposy2. Does the new Santa print give XP even if you already printed the old Santa in Cubieverse?
I need to look that up.
Okay.
I don't want to say because it could be either way. I don't know. I'll check.
Okay, thank you. Our next question is from Shizens. When solving candy cane shacks, is there still a chance of receiving resources that are ingredients of the staffed QB, or does it make no difference what QB is staffing the shack during
No,
Christmas?
when during the Christmas event, when your trade shacks turn into candy cane shacks, it makes no difference what QB you stuff it in. Once Christmas event is over, it becomes back a trade shack, and then obviously it makes a big difference.
Okay, thank you. Our next question is from Bombkin. Will new system vaults be added the next update?
New system vaults. Yeah, so I mean, we're always working on the fill, and I mean, I hope you guys noticed that a couple of weeks ago we had a big improvement on our vault fill, and we got a lot of positive feedback from players. So, and this is not the last time we're making improvements like that. So we're not continuously trying to find ways to get a better density in white and blues.
Thank you. Our next question is from IDFK. Previous Christmas events were 9 to 10 days long, which is nice because we're all a little busier around the holidays. Will the quest chain be easier to complete in just 7 days?
I mean, I'm not going to say easier because compared to what, if you're lucky, you could get it done in 2 3 days. So if you're not, you might not complete it, like always, right? So I don't mind having it longer than 7 days, but one thing that we did realize though that if we run events that are like 10 days, then towards the end the engagement starts to taper off. So we found that 7 days is like the ideal time frame for a long event. So let's just run with that. It should be fine.
Thank you. Our next question is from Jybone. Does the quest chain require a red key to finish?
Every question from every large event we ever done required a red key. No difference here.
Our next question is from Just a QB. Will the redesigned Santa QBs have a new name?
The new design will be called Santa QB. The old design will be called CHW Santa QB, if I remember correctly.
Our next question is from Motivate One. Will all Christmas trees require white keys, or will it be like Halloween where the type of tree will take different types of keys?
I'm blanking out. I don't know.
I think it does,
Let
right?
me double check that because I really don't know right now. Okay, so common tree requires a white key, a rare tree requires a blue key, an epic tree requires a green key.
Thank you for checking that for us. Our next question is, should we expect more mini events this year? How have the last two gone? Are you happy with the results?
We are definitely happy with the results. People seem to really enjoy them. We might do another one this year, which is this month then, but okay, we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe
uh,
yes. Maybe.
no, so the fun thing about these events is that when we find an engaged brand, they really lean in, and because of that we can churn them out very quickly. Like Renee and the trivia team jump on it, the art team uh, you know jump on it. So we want to do as many of these as possible, because we do like them as collaborations. It drives signups, it brings revenue into the company. So we're going to keep doing as many as we possibly can. And sometimes, as Illusion's hinting, we can have some secret, or not secrets, but some of these sneak in very quickly because the brand is motivated to do something on a time frame.
Yeah. Bottom line, you will see a lot more of these because the format really works. People are really enjoying them, and I see somebody saying here, and Mika Lamb just says the mini events have been great to break up the monotony of the game, and we absolutely agree with that. So a couple of these mini games in mini events in between the larger events is perfect in my opinion.
Thank you for those insights. Our next question is from Trugoy. Will trade shacks be reset before the event, or do the timers carry over to the Christmas event?
I think we're gonna make them reset as soon as they turn into candy cane shacks.
Thank you for that. Our next question is from Clara. If the Santa blueprint drops during Coin Hunt World, will it drop again in Cubieverse as it's different?
Wait, what?
So if you have an old
So
Santa blueprint, can you drop it again since the Santa is now changed?
Oh, I no.
I think the answer
Yeah,
should be no, right? So because it's the same
it's the same
blueprint,
blueprint.
if
Yeah.
you already have the Santa blueprint, you're not going to drop it
Yeah.
again.
Thank you. Our next question is from Toka Loves Mud. Seeing that the Santa QB got a visual update, will we be seeing other old QBs get similar visual updates?
I think that's entirely possible, right? I mean, we were kind of forced to do it now because we created. I asked the team, hey, let's go for Mrs. Santa, and when they made it, it looked so good. But then when I put him next to the Santa, I said that's not a happy couple. That that doesn't look right. So we kind of decided to give Santa a makeover, and I think it's entirely possible we do that for other, maybe like the fan favorites of all the older QBs. We'll see.
Yeah, I think if there's an opportunity to do it, if there's like
Yeah,
an event or something around it, um, it's entirely possible. And Jeroen's right; they look amazing.
That's great news. Another question from IDFK. Is there a limit to the amount of Christmas trees each player can build?
no, if you're entrepreneurial spirit and you have been collecting Christmas trees from the auction house the entire year, you will be able to go nuts with your trees. Go for it.
That sounds like fun. Christmas tree farms everywhere.
Yes.
Christmas tree barons, too. Our next question is from Don Sandwich. With the Christmas Eve, will the quest chain be easier to get through than the Halloween event for rural hunters? The Halloween event was impossible for rural hunters.
Halloween event. Halloween event and Christmas event are both multiplayer events. So if you're the only one playing, it doesn't matter. If you live in a big city but you're the only one playing, it's just going to be as hard as if you live in a rural area with nobody else playing. So it doesn't. It's not a ruler versus city thing. It's about how many other players you have around you. Both of them are multiplayer events, so both of them will require collaboration with your local hunters to to really ace it. At the same time, though, we don't make it impossible. It is possible. We had many rural players finish the Halloween event. It is possible. But if it's easy, no.
Okay. I think our next question has already been answered. It was a question from Plankton414 asking if there are new resources for Christmas or the resources are already in the game. And I believe you answered that there are 3 new resources. Our last question is from Arrow Scorpion. I am a returning player that missed the Green Vault event before the game changed because of
Yep.
having Apple. There's no Green Vaults within 2 hours drive. Will there be future opportunities to get Green Vaults? And I think that
Okay,
was
that
answered in the presentation.
yeah, I think he came late to the Hunter's Loss, but yes, we will. So there will be an upgrade path to go from white to blue to green in the shop. So you will be able to upgrade a white user vault, some white user vault, all the way to green if they are in the perfect location, etc., and the tags are correct and etc. Right? We don't want green vaults on any ordinary location. Like green vaults are most likely going to be have to be in parks on specific tags, and they will have a radius, so you can't just spam a whole area full of green vaults.
That was our last question. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks everybody. This
Yep.
was Hunter Lodge 13, and we will see you guys in a little over 1 month with some more news to share about the developments of the Cubieverse.
And in a couple of hours, we're going to drop a Medium article on our viewership rewards, which will be based on total views of the video. Okay?
All right.
Yep.
Thanks,
All
everyone.
right. Take care,
Cheers.
everybody. Bye.